Hey everybody, what's up? Chris here. You know, when I started this channel about 10 years ago, I had a very clear image of the videos that I wanted to upload and share with you guys. Those were educational, hopefully inspirational, and most importantly, fun. I wanted to create fun videos for you guys that also taught you the tools that you needed to go vegan and to stay vegan. And throughout the years, that's been my one theme to make. I've made so many different kinds of videos, but the one theme was to make it easier. When I show you guys different products, I want to show you guys what exists out there that's vegan. For people that are on the fence about going vegan and they think that they can't continue to eat some of the favorite foods that they have, well, I want to veganize those foods and make them delicious and show you guys that yes, you can still eat those delicious foods, but cruelty-free. I go out to different restaurants and show you guys, hey, these are the amazing foods that you can get at different restaurants, or you could even make them yourself. But the videos that I never wanted to do, that I never planned to do, are videos like this one today. I never liked doing videos where I'm calling people out, or where I'm making a drama video of some sorts, but here it is. I can't sit idle anymore while there are so many influential YouTubers using veganism to get to where they are, only to turn their backs on ultimately the animals. I don't care what somebody does with their body. That's up to them. What they want to eat is their choice. But remember, when we eat things that aren't vegan, that are from animals, there's a victim involved. The animals go through suffering, and there is no humane or ethical any kind of animal products. Yeah, there's a big problem in the vegan community right now with a bunch of high-profile vegans becoming ex-vegans and telling their stories about how they can't sustain a vegan lifestyle. And I see one common theme amongst them, and that is they all seem to have extreme restrictive diets. You know, anytime you do that, you're going to have problems. I mean, it's borderline eating disorders for some of them. And instead of maybe seeking help for this and looking to, I mean, these are high profile YouTubers. Maybe, I don't know, reach out to some of these vegan experts, vegan doctors. You can get everything you need. I don't have to sit here and tell you this, but you can get everything you need from a vegan plant-based diet. And I'm not just saying this, reiterating some of the things I've seen in documentaries from some of the vegan experts, the vegan doctors and scientists and studies out there, but I'm saying this from personal experience as well. The other thing is a lot of these ex-vegans, they haven't been vegan for that long in the grand scheme of things. Maybe a couple years, maybe 5 years, but I don't think many of them have been vegan for more than 10 years. When they go vegan for a couple years and have a extremely restrictive diet and they're not eating right, yeah, you're going to have health problems. And that doesn't mean that the answer for that is meat and fish and eggs and whatever else they're eating. It's not the cure-all. You can get everything you need from plants, with the exception of like B12, which comes from microbes in the ground. We all know that it doesn't come from animals and it doesn't come from plants, but a simple supplement or a vitamin will suffice. I never took any vitamins throughout the years that I was vegan, and until recently. But when I went and got my blood tested, my vitamin B12 was right up there at the top, and that's without taking any vitamins. So it was in supplements and stuff like that, supplemented foods and supplements to foods like vegan milks and cereals and stuff like that. So the thing is everybody needs to eat. If we don't eat, we die. So we have to figure out how, we can be healthy, because we want to be healthy for sure, but how can we be more ethical and not cause harm to others by being healthy ourselves? Is that a possibility? I mean, if it's not a possibility, then yeah, I understand having to harm others to survive yourself. But that's not the case. We don't need to harm animals. We don't need anything that they have. They can thrive on their own. We're not carnivores. We are completely capable of thriving on a plant-based diet. And it doesn't mean that our performance is going to be any less. There's thousands of people out there disproving that theory right now. a lot of vegan athletes, a lot of extreme sports vegans that are breaking records. You don't need me to tell you all this, it's out there. What I can tell you is that according to them, I would probably be dead right now because I have not eaten meat in 29 years. So 29 years ago this week, I went vegetarian. And a few years later, I went vegan and I stopped eating all animal products. So I have been vegan. This is going to make me sound old, but I have been vegan for a quarter of a century. And that's 2.5 decades that I have not eaten animal products. According to them, I should be wasting away or dead by now, but I'm not. I'm in just as good health as I was when I was 18 when I first went vegan. And I'm 43 years old right now. And I rarely get anybody, actually I've never had anybody guess my age right on the dot. Usually they guess a lot younger than I actually am. They say all kinds of things like, if you are vegan for the long term, you are going to have neurological problems, you are going to have hair loss. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but my hair is down to my butt. I've got plenty of hair. I probably need a haircut. But my hair is not falling out. I don't eat animals. I don't eat any kind of animal products. And I'm doing great. I work out all the time. I run. I skateboard in my 40s. This isn't how I pictured myself at 40. I had this preconceived notion that, people in their 40s, this is when I was a little kid, people in their 40s were old. And, with gray hair and balding and overweight. But here I am in my 40s and I feel exactly like I did when I was in my 20s. I'm here to tell you guys from experience that if any of you are on the fence about going vegan and then you watch one of these YouTube influencers say that their health has deteriorated on a vegan plant-based diet, I'm here to say otherwise. I'm here to show you actual proof of a vegan that has followed a very strict 100% vegan lifestyle for the last 2.5 decades with no health issues. In fact, I can tell you a little bit about before I was vegan. So I've lived both sides of the spectrum. I wasn't born a vegetarian, I wasn't born a vegan, and I ate all the things that the standard American diet consists of. Burgers and meats and hot dogs and milk and ice cream and all that stuff, cheese. And when I went vegetarian, I noticed one thing. I noticed that I felt more energy. I was very lethargic before that. And also, full disclosure, I was born with a heart condition. I was born with pulmonary stenosis, and that was a narrowing of my artery or my vein to my lungs, and I was out of breath a lot. I felt tired and very lethargic, and I was told I would never outgrow this condition. And when I had to go to places like the dentist to clean my teeth, I had to pre-medicate with a ton of antibiotics, and I hated it. But also, I would get sick a lot when I was younger. Before I was 14, I would get pounding, throbbing headaches. Nothing seemed to relieve them. My mom gave me an aspirin or a Tylenol or whatever. She would say, here, take this, you'll feel better. And I would take it, and I wouldn't feel better, but in my mind, I'm like, well, this is supposed to be working. But it never really worked for me. And then when I went vegetarian, and I cut all meat out of my diet, I stopped having those headaches. And then later on, when I ended up going vegan, I felt even better. And I ended up going to the doctor again, and they did a specialist, and they did a cardiogram of my heart and my valves and all that. And they said, well, you're fine. You're normal. You outgrew that condition that they said you would never outgrow. You no longer have to pre-medicate. You're completely healthy. And I wasn't out of breath and lethargic anymore. But the other thing is, to this day, from the very day that I went vegetarian 29 years ago till now, I have never experienced a headache again. And I rarely get sick. If I do get sick, it's usually for 24 to 36 hours and I'm okay. And here I am. Am I an anomaly? I don't think so. I have several friends that have been vegan almost as long as me, and some of them even longer than me. They're all doing fine as well. And when I say do it right, I didn't have a book to tell me how to do it right. I would just eat. For the first 18 years of my vegan life, I really was a junk food vegan. I would just say if it was vegan and it tasted good, I'd eat it. And I did that. It wasn't until the last 7 or so years that I decided to start eating a lot healthier. And even now, I'll eat what I want to eat. Like, I try to eat as healthy as I can, whole foods. I try to stay away from a lot of processed foods. But if I want to eat processed foods, I'll eat it. I'll eat it. And then if I feel bad, then I'll eat something better the next day. And I'll balance that out. And it's important not to restrict yourself on so many things. Like, really, it's all about what you... Veganism isn't about health. Veganism is about reducing the harm that we're doing to our animal friends. We don't need to create this suffering in the world. We're bringing them into this world. We're causing them suffering, and then we're eating them. And that's wrong. We don't need to do that. We really don't need to do that. We have everything we need that we can thrive on without all these leading causes of disease that meat and dairy are causing. I'm not making this up. This is all scientific research that is proven that meat and dairy, some of the leading causes of disease and death in our country and the world. So it just seems a little bit fishy to me that all of these YouTubers, and believe me, there are a lot of them, all saying the same thing about their health, that they didn't feel better until they ate meat. And, well, I understand everybody's unique, and I'm not pretending to know their health issues. But I will say that for somebody to say that they need to eat meat to survive, to feel good, that is probably a pretty rare thing. But why is it every one of these YouTubers say that they need to eat meat to feel good? And they're all on these super restrictive diets. It doesn't make any sense of that. The chances of all of the top vegan YouTubers or ex-vegan YouTubers or I'm not vegan anymore vegan YouTubers all having the same problem at once, it sounds pretty fishy to me. It sounds like a conspiracy brewing. I don't know. I just can't pinpoint it, but it's just every time I hear another big YouTuber say that they're not vegan anymore and they had to eat meat it's blowing my mind, and I can't sit back anymore while I know that it's just a bunch of BS. They have so many people looking up to them, and they're giving this advice out. Whether they're trying to give advice or not, what they're doing is they're showing their followers that that it's not sustainable to be vegan. I'm living proof that that's not true. I mean, they're all making excuses and justifying what they're doing and saying ridiculous, outlandish things. I mean, I had to eat meat. I'm still an ethical person. I'm still very, I mean, you guys know me. I'm ethical. I do it. I eat animals for the animals. I'm ethical. I mean, fish don't have feelings. We all know that. And eggs don't even have feet. And meat, I don't touch any meat from factory farms. That's just cruel. The meat that I eat is from grass-fed. I mean, that grass is pretty much screaming humane, and that meat is ethical. And that's the only stuff that I put in my body because I am still a person, and I'm still ethical and humane. I love animals. Are you kidding me? Like, this is the stuff that they're saying. And I'm not going to name anybody's name because I don't feel that they deserve a shout out on my channel. It sounds like they just jumped on the bandwagon and capitalized off veganism to me. Because when I went vegan, it was for life. You're never going to see a video of me getting on in front of this camera and tell you guys that I'm no longer vegan. I can't even talk. That's just not going to happen. Going vegan was the single best decision I ever made in my life. And I'm so glad I did it when I did it. There are so many foods out there. If you are on a restrictive plant-based diet within the plant-based diet and you want to remain vegan, but you're craving, just eat something. But make sure what you eat isn't animal products. The way I do this is I've rationalized it in my head from the day that I went vegan. Ethics aside, there's so many reasons why I'm vegan, but ethics aside, I basically said that animal products are not food. So Gizmo is a stuffed little toy. I wouldn't eat this because it's not food. Well, that's the same way I feel about animal products. I don't feel like it's edible. Once you have that idea in your head that animal products aren't edible, they're not food, well, you have to survive, right? So you find out what you can eat. And let me tell you, there are thousands of different plants that we can combine in literally millions of different combinations, probably billions of different combinations that you can make delicious meals that are completely vegan meals. I don't feel for a second that I'm doing without. In fact, I feel like I'm thriving more so than I ever have before I was vegan. I can't think of any different way to live my life. And again, I'm not the kind of person that tells people how to live their life. I don't like that kind of in-your-face approach. But when we're talking about the suffering of all the needless suffering of all these animals, like, veganism is the way to go. Veganism is the future. And I'm not surprised to hear all these people mocking veganism and becoming ex-vegans and stuff like that. And the reason for that is because veganism has become so mainstream now. Believe me, when I first made the lifestyle change years and years and years ago, nobody even knew what the word was. It was unheard of. And now, to see it grow over all these years and become what it is today, it's mainstream. We have big corporations moving over to make vegan products. Big corporations that you never would have thought that was fighting us all these years are finally giving in and making vegan products because they see the shift. Veganism is the future. Do I think everybody in the world is going to go vegan? I don't. But veganism is the future. It's more sustainable. It's less devastating to our ecosystem. It's more humane. It's more ethical. And it's generally more healthy for you. I mean, you could eat whatever you want within a vegan diet, but you can be a junk food vegan, a very unhealthy vegan, or you could be a very healthy vegan. I say balance. Balance works for me. I try to eat as healthy as I can, but I'm not going to limit myself when I want to indulge in something. And I know firsthand, when you're on a very extremely restrictive diet, it tugs at your psyche. I was a raw vegan 100% for 3 months, and I was on the Esselstyn diet. It can be really challenging. And you can have cravings and temptations to eat other things. I get it. And when you're in that mindset, it can be a bad thing. And I know there's people that are out there that are perfectly fine on these diets, but there are other people, not everybody can do that. And that's why I say, don't limit yourself. Just eat food when you're hungry. Try to eat healthy, but if you want to eat something that's not as healthy one day, then do it. Don't let somebody else's diet get you down. If you feel like eating something and you have a craving, if you have a craving for meat, go eat some vegan meat. It's a lot better for you, for one, and for two, you're not causing all this other harm. I just can't sit back and watch what they're doing. Whether it's their intention or not, they are influencing millions of people. And I don't think that everybody's going to listen to their BS, but there are people that are impressionable out there that are probably like, well, maybe I won't go vegan. I was on the fence about it. I was thinking about going vegan, but all these big, huge influencers are saying all the same thing. So, there's got to be something to that. So maybe I won't do it. And that's bad. That's real bad. We've worked hard to get where we are to make veganism go mainstream. And we have a really good vegan community here. And a lot of these influencers are dropping out like flies. And they're trying to rationalize it and stuff. And it's just, I'm just looking at it and I'm sickened by it. It's just, I'm here to tell you guys that yes, you can go vegan and you can be very healthy. You're not going to have these issues if you don't do what they did. Don't restrict your diet. Don't drink only water for months at a time. Like, eat food. When you're hungry, eat. That's what I've been doing all my life. When I'm hungry, I eat. So, I'm still here. I'm not dead. I'm healthy. And I was going to do this video actually with Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. We were going to get together and do this video. And he's another one. He hasn't been vegan quite as long as me, but he's been vegan for a while. And he's older than me, and he's in great health. I was also going to do this video with Noah Craig, but we couldn't find the time. And I can't wait on this video anymore. This has to go out there. I have to counteract all of these YouTubers that are saying that veganism is not a sustainable thing to do. I've already done it for 25 years, so I know for sure. I've been to the doctor. They said I'm extremely healthy, and there's no reason for me to even be there. Hopefully you guys smash this like button. Let's get this video popular. Let's get this video trending so we can try to counteract some of those huge YouTubers. I know I'm just a small channel compared to them. All right, guys, I think that covers it. If I forgot anything, maybe I'll do a follow-up video, or let me know any questions you have in the comments below. And then we'll get back to the other videos. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little bell, click the bell. Because if you don't, you won't get notifications, and YouTube doesn't like to let people see my videos. So Watch out for zombies, and I'll see you guys next time.